I press my hand against the frosted window, watching Dad's black SUV crawl down our snow-covered street. Bing Crosby croons, "I'll be home for Christmas," from the radio in the kitchen, his voice floating through our empty house like a broken promise. The brake lights flash red at the stop sign, and for one heartbeat, I think they might turn around. Come back for me. But the SUV disappears around the corner. My reflection stares back at me from the glass, a small girl with unbraided hair, wearing the red sweater Mom bought me last Christmas. The last Christmas before she got sick. The last Christmas when we were still a real family. Oliver, Tiffany's golden retriever, whines at my feet. I wipe my face with my sleeve, refusing to admit these are tears. 9-year-olds don't cry. That's what Dana always says when she catches me sniffling in my room, staring at Mom's picture. Just us now, boy. My voice sounds strange in the quiet house. The Christmas tree blinks in the corner, ornaments Mom and I made together catching the light. An angel, a star. A picture frame with my gap-toothed first-grade smile. 2 hours ago, I stood in the same spot, watching Dana pack the car while Tiffany lounged in the passenger seat, texting on her new phone. "Why can't I come too?" I'd asked, trailing Dad into the garage. "The resort has skiing lessons for kids. I could learn." Dad wouldn't look at me. He kept rearranging the suitcases in the trunk, his movements jerky. "Someone needs to watch Oliver." Dana cut in, her voice sharp as winter wind. "We can't board him this time of year. Every kennel is full. But we'll bring you something nice from Aspen." Dad finally turned around, but his eyes fixed somewhere over my shoulder. "Maybe one of those snow globes you like." I wanted to remind him I haven't collected snow globes since Mom died. That was last year's Melanie. But the words stuck in my throat as Tiffany smirked from the car. "It's only 5 days," Dana said, checking her lipstick in her compact mirror. "You know where the emergency numbers are? Mrs. Peterson next door will check on you. There's pizza money in the kitchen." 5 days. Christmas Eve through the 28th of December. The same dates carved on Mom's headstone mark the first anniversary of her death. I wonder if they remembered that when they booked their trip. I wonder if Dad thinks about her at all anymore. Or if Dana's perfume has somehow erased the smell of Mom's sugar cookies and the sound of her laugh. My fingers trace patterns in the frost on the window. The house creaks and settles around me, too big, too quiet. The Christmas lights strung along our roof reflect off the snow, turning it into a rainbow blanket that would have made Mom grab her camera. "Look at that light, Mel," she would have said. "Sometimes the world gives us magic if we just pay attention." Now the magic feels wrong, like a cruel joke. Like the wrapped presents under the tree with my name on them, tokens of guilt, dropped off by a father who can't stand to watch me open them. Oliver bumps his nose against my leg. At least he's real. At least he's here. I sink to the floor and bury my face in his warm fur, breathing in the dog smell that Tiffany always complains about. "You're stuck with me too, huh?" He thumps his tail against the hardwood floor, and I pretend it's an answer. The radio switches to Silent Night, and something inside me cracks. I scramble up and snap it off, leaving only the hum of the furnace and Oliver's panting. In the sudden quiet, I can hear the truth I've been trying not to face since Dad married Dana 8 months ago. This isn't my family anymore. I'm just the leftover piece that doesn't fit the new picture. My legs carry me to the living room where I curl up on the floor beside Oliver. The Christmas tree lights dance across the ceiling, red and green and gold, like the ones in the hospital room where I last held Mom's hand. She made Dad promise to take care of me, to make sure I knew I was loved. I wonder if 9 is old enough to understand that some promises break as easily as the ornaments I'm not supposed to touch. That sometimes the people who should love you most can drive away into the snow without looking back. Oliver sighs and rests his head on my lap. Together we watch the lights blink in the darkness, 2 unwanted creatures keeping each other company on Christmas Eve. And somewhere between one breath and the next, I realize this moment is changing everything, not just Christmas, but what family means, what love means, what I mean to the people who should care the most. Would you know, at 9 years old, that this moment was redefining what family meant forever? Maybe not, but you'd feel it in your bones, in the quiet of an empty house, in the way your father's car disappeared into the snow without a backward glance. And you'd never forget it. The photos spill across my lap, bright squares of happiness I wasn't part of. Dad, Dana, and Tiffany on the ski slopes, their matching blue parkas making them look like a perfect family unit. Tiffany caught mid-laugh while Dana adjusts her goggles. Dad grinning wider than I've seen since Mom died. I found the envelope stuffed in Dana's coat pocket while putting away the laundry. The timestamp in the corner reads the 26th of December, the 2 days after they abandoned me here with Oliver. My fingers trace the edges of another photo. The three of them posed at a fancy restaurant, someone's half-empty wine glass glinting in candlelight. No empty chair where a fourth person should be. No space left for the daughter they forgot. The front door bangs open, startling me so badly I scatter the photos across my bedroom floor. "Melanie?" a familiar voice calls out. "Where are you, sweetheart?" "Aunt Lynn, my mother's sister." "Upstairs," my voice cracks. Footsteps thunder up the stairs, not just Lynn's, but someone else's too. My teenage cousin Harper appears in the doorway first, her eyes widening as she takes in the scene. Me surrounded by scattered vacation photos, still in my pajamas at 2 in the afternoon, alone in a silent house, 3 days after Christmas. "You're here alone?" Harper's voice rises in disbelief. Lynn pushes past her, dropping to her knees beside me. Her hands cup my face, thumbs brushing away tears I didn't realize were falling. "Oh, baby girl, how long?" "Since Christmas Eve." The words come out small. "They went to Aspen. Someone had to watch Oliver." Lynn's face does something complicated, grief and fury warring beneath her carefully controlled expression. She pulls out her phone, punching numbers with trembling fingers. It rings twice before Dad answers. "She's 9 years old, Gregory." Lynn's voice vibrates with controlled rage. "What were you thinking?" I can't hear Dad's response, but Lynn's fingers tighten around the phone. "The resort wouldn't allow more than 4 people? That's your excuse for leaving your daughter alone at Christmas?" A pause. "No, Gregory. Mrs. Peterson checking in occasionally is not adequate supervision. She's a child, not a houseplant." Harper sits beside me, gathering the photos. Her jaw tightens as she flips through them. "Some family vacation," she mutters. 4 days later, they return with a whirlwind of suitcases and shopping bags. A snow globe appears on my Drosera plastic skier trapped in perpetual motion. "See? Dad won't meet my eyes. We remembered." "The dog looks fine," Dana announces, inspecting Oliver with clinical detachment. "So what's the problem?" She doesn't wait for an answer before clicking upstairs in her expensive boots. Dad retreats to his study, door closing with familiar finality. Only Tiffany lingers, smirking as she drops her designer coat on the floor. "Hang that up for me, will you? Since you're already doing laundry." The next 2 weeks establish new patterns. Dana creates charts of chores all assigned to me. Tiffany's room expands, claiming Mom's old sewing nook, while my space shrinks to accommodate her overflow. When school shopping comes around, Tiffany gets hundreds for trendy brands. I get $40 at Target and Dana's lecture about budgeting. But something else shifts too. Every Sunday, Lynn's car appears in our driveway at exactly noon. "Family lunch," she announces, brooking no argument from Dana or Dad. She drives Harper and me to her house, where photos of Mom still hang on the walls and nobody times how long I take to fold towels. The final bomb drops 3 weeks after their return. I'm dusting the living room shelves, the ones that once held Mom's entire photo collection. The silver frames, the candid shots, the professional family portraits all gone. My hand shakes as I open the bottom drawer of Dad's desk. There they are, stacked like discarded paperwork. Mom's smile buried under tax returns and old magazines. I stand there, holding a photo of Mom and me at the beach, her arms wrapped around my shoulders as we laugh at something long forgotten. The drawer feels like a coffin, each photo another nail sealing away the person I used to be daughter who belonged somewhere. Would you know what it feels like, watching yourself be erased one small piece at a time? Like a photo left in sunlight, edges fading until only a ghost remains. But ghosts can't fold laundry or babysit dogs or make themselves invisible when Dana sweeps through rooms, rearranging our lives to better fit her vision. I close the drawer without returning the photo. This one at least they can't have. This piece of who I was, who we were, stays with me. Because sometimes the only way to keep existing is to hide the parts of yourself they want to erase. Human nature. We want to fix what's broken. But what happens when the broken thing is your place in a family? When the people who should guide you through grief instead paper over it with new paint colors and stepsisters and crystal snow globes that mock everything you've lost? You learn to be invisible. You learn to fold yourself smaller and smaller until you barely cast a shadow. You learn that love, real love, doesn't demand this kind of disappearing act. You learn that sometimes family is found in Sunday dinners and fierce aunts and cousins who look at vacation photos and see not just what's there but who's missing. And maybe, just maybe, You learn that being erased from one story means you're free to write yourself into another. But not yet. Not at 9 years old, standing in a too quiet house with a stolen photo and a heart full of questions no one will answer. For now, there's only the next chore chart, the next dismissive glance, the next small death of belonging. And somewhere, in a drawer full of forgotten moments, a little girl at the beach keeps laughing with her mother, forever caught in a time when she still knew exactly where she belonged. Now, 8 years later, she lost her place. The laundry basket digs into my hip as I climb the stairs. 8 years of practice, and these weekly mountains of other people's clothes still make my arms ache. Dana's voice floats down from her bedroom, tapping out orders on her phone between complaints about the cleaning service she fired last month. Who needs a service when you have me? I sort the clothes into piles on my bed. Tiffany's designer labels, Dana's silk blouses, Dad's button-downs, my own worn t-shirts and jeans barely take up a corner. The familiar rhythm of fold, smooth, stack, carries me away until Dana's sharp intake of breath cuts through my concentration. What are you doing? She stands in my doorway, arms crossed. Those aren't properly folded. Look at these creases. My hand's still on Tiffany's cashmere sweater. I'm doing it the way you showed me. Too slowly. She snatches the sweater, refolds it with quick, aggressive movements. This should have been done an hour ago. How will you ever manage your own household if you can't handle basic tasks? From downstairs, Tiffany's laugh rings out over the sound of her reality shows. The same show she's been watching all day while I clean her bathroom, scrub her makeup stains off the sink. I have homework, I say, the words barely a whisper. Homework? Dana's voice rises. Your contribution to this household comes first. Your father works hard to provide for you, and this is how you repay him? With excuses and sloppy work? Dad's study door clicks shut down the hall. He heard. He always hears. But the door stays closed. I'm sorry, I say, reaching for another shirt. I'll work faster. Sorry doesn't get things done. Dana dumps the entire basket onto my bed, scattering my careful piles. Start over, and this time, do it right. She storms out, leaving the scent of her expensive perfume and the weight of everything unsaid. I sink onto my bed beside the jumbled clothes, press my palms against my burning eyes. The house feels like it's shrinking, walls closing in year by year until there's barely space to breathe. My phone buzzes. Harper. You okay? She asks when I pick up. You missed our FaceTime. Dana needed help with laundry. The words catch in my throat. Just taking longer than I thought. The laundry she made you redo? Again? It's fine, I'm used to it. Silence stretches between us. Then Harper says the words that crack my world open. You know this isn't normal, right? What do you mean? Mel. Her voice softens. Making a 17-year-old do all the housework while her stepsister watches television? That's not normal. Coming to my house for Sunday dinner, that's normal. My mom asking me to help with dishes, sometimes that's normal. What Dana does, that's not okay. But Dad says, Uncle Greg is wrong. The steel in Harper's voice surprises me. Come over tomorrow, I want to show you something. The next afternoon, Harper spreads college brochures across her bedroom floor. Look, she says, pointing to scholarship information. You've got the grades. You could go anywhere. Dana says college is a waste of... Stop. Harper grabs my hands. Stop telling me what Dana says. What do you want? The question hits me like a physical blow. What do I want? Has anyone asked me that since Mom died? I pick up a brochure for Washington State University. The campus looks like freedom, like escape. I want. The words stick, but I force them out. I want more than this. Then let's make it happen. Harper pulls her laptop closer. I'll help you apply for every scholarship we can find. That night, I sit at my desk after finishing Dana's lists of chores. My history paper lies before me, marked with an A+ and a note from Mrs. Chen. This shows real promise. Consider submitting to the state essay contest. I trace the red letters with my finger. In the hall mirror this morning, I noticed something different in my eyes. A quiet fire. A determination I hadn't seen before. My phone lights up with a text from Lynn about helping with college applications. Below it, another message from Harper linking to scholarship essays. Their support wraps around me like armor. The next Tuesday afternoon, I stand in the kitchen doorway while Dana reviews her daily task list. I can't clean today. I say, my voice steady despite my racing heart. I joined a study group. We meet every Tuesday. Dana's head snaps up. Excuse me? A study group, for AP History. Since when do you care about school? Tiffany calls from her permanent spot on the couch. Since now. I adjust my backpack strap, already turning toward the door. I can do the cleaning tomorrow. Your father won't like this. Dana's voice could freeze water. Gregory, come talk to your daughter. Dad appears in his study doorway, reading glasses pushed up on his head. He looks at me like I'm a stranger. Maybe I am. Life isn't fair, Melanie. He sighs. Sometimes we have to do things we don't want to do. Yes, I say. We do. I walk out before they can stop me. Behind me, I hear Dana sputtering about disrespect, Tiffany's snide laughter, Dad's retreat back to his study. But for the first time, their voices don't follow me, don't sink into my bones. That night in my room after I came back, I pulled out the acceptance letter that arrived yesterday, the one hidden between my mattress and box spring. Full academic scholarship to Oregon State. I read it again, let the words sink in, exceptional academic achievement, and future leader, and full tuition. My hands don't shake as I fold it carefully, tuck it back into its hiding place. 3 more months of playing along. 3 more months of yes Dana and sorry Dana and right away Dana. In my mirror, that new fire burns brighter in my eyes. I am not sorry. I am not wrong. I am getting out. 3 months later, the manila folder sits beside my plate, acceptance letters and scholarship documents arranged in perfect chronological order. My hands don't shake as I pour orange juice into the crystal glasses Dana insists we use for family breakfasts. 7:30 a.m. The exact time when Greg can't escape to his study. When Dana hasn't started her endless list of chores. When Tiffany's still too sleepy to construct her usual cutting remarks. Pass the butter, Tiffany mumbles, scrolling through her phone. Her second semester of community college starts next week. The same semester she's already threatening to drop because school is like super stressful. I slide the butter dish across the table, counting heartbeats. 3, 2, 1. I received my college acceptance letters. My voice comes out steady, strong. The voice of someone who spent years practicing this moment in front of Harper's bedroom mirror. Greg's coffee cup freezes halfway to his mouth. Dana's knife scrapes against her toast, the sound sharp as breaking glass. Only Tiffany keeps scrolling, though her thumb moves a fraction slower. I open the folder, spreading out the papers like playing cards. Full academic scholarship to Northwestern. They were particularly impressed by my essay on resilience in the face of family restructuring. The words taste like victory on my tongue. Greg sets down his cup, coffee sloshing over the rim. His eyes scan the letterhead, the congratulatory paragraphs, the scholarship amount. Something flickers across his face pride, warring with the realization that he contributed nothing to this moment. Well, Dana's voice could frost windows. I hope you've learned enough practical skills. College doesn't teach you how to manage a household. Anyone can get into college if they have nothing else to do but study. Tiffany's phone finally lowers, her smirk as automatic as breathing. Some of us have actual social lives. Some of us have actual futures. The words slip out before I can catch them, but I don't regret them. Not when I've spent 6 years scrubbing their bathrooms and folding their laundry while they watched reality television. Greg clears his throat. This is unexpected, but good, very good. He reaches for the acceptance letter, but I slide it back into my folder. He lost the right to hold my achievements the Christmas he left me alone with only Oliver for company. I move into the dorms next month. I stand, gathering my dishes. Lynn and Harper are helping me pack. Dana's chair scrapes against the floor. You still need to deep clean the guest bathroom before you go, and reorganize the pantry, and... No. 1 syllable, but it stops her cold. I don't. I beg your pardon? I said no. I meet her eyes across the table. I'm not your maid anymore. I should have been. Tiffany snorts. Drama queen much? Mom just wants you to contribute to the household. God knows you've been living here rent-free. The laugh bubbles up from somewhere deep inside, surprising even me. Rent-free? You mean like you? 20 years old and still letting Daddy pay your credit card bills? That's different. Everything about you is different, isn't it? I push back from the table. But not anymore. I'm done being the family servant. Melanie. Greg stands, his face flushed. You're being unreasonable. Dana has only ever... Save it. I tuck the folder under my arm. I've already packed everything that matters. It's true. One small suitcase holds 18 years of life. Mom's photo albums. The journal she gave me 2 weeks before the cancer took her. The stray day report cards no one bothered to hang on the fridge. The Christmas ornaments we made together that disappeared from the tree the year Dana moved in. I climbed the stairs to my roomy, ever-shrinking room as Tiffany's closet expanded year by year. Lynn's car will be here in 20 minutes. Harper texted earlier. Ready to break free, cuz? The bed's already stripped, the walls bare except for the flip marks where Dana's inspirational posters about hard work and respecting authority once hung. My real treasures lived in a lockbox under the loose floorboard by the window. The same window where I stood at 9 years old, watching their car disappear into the snow. Melanie. Greg appears in the doorway, hands shoved in his pockets like a teenager about to ask someone to prom. You don't have to leave like this, we're still family. I zip the suitcase closed. No, we're not. We stopped being family the day you chose them over me. We stopped being family when you watched Dana turn me into Cinderella and said nothing. We stopped being family every single time you walked past my room, heard me crying, and kept walking. You never meant anything, that's the problem. A car horn beeps outside, right on time. Goodbye, Greg. He steps forward, arms rising for an awkward hug that falls short when I step back. I'm proud of you. The scholarship, Northwestern. That's really something. You don't get to be proud of something you tried to prevent. I shoulder past him, suitcase bumping against my leg. Tell Dana she can clean her own bathrooms from now on. Tiffany lurks at the bottom of the stairs, arms crossed. You think you're so special? Watch how fast you come crawling back when you realize the real world isn't impressed by your perfect grades. The real world isn't impressed by anything you do, Tiffany. That's why you're still here. Dana doesn't emerge from the kitchen as I walk to the front door. The house feels smaller somehow, like a dollhouse I've outgrown. The walls that once seemed to close in now look flimsy, temporary. Lynn and Harper wait in the driveway, matching grins on their faces. Real family, chosen family. I don't look back as I walk out. Don't need to see Greg's face in the window or Dana's rigid posture in the kitchen doorway. Don't need to catalog Tiffany's sneer or memorize the way the morning sun hits the brass numbers on the front door. Some moments don't need witnesses. Some victories are best savored in silence. Harper takes my suitcase, bumping my shoulder with hers. Ready for the next chapter, college girl? I climb into the back seat, the scholarship folder secure in my lap. Through the windshield, I watch my childhood home shrink in the rearview mirror. The same view I had at 9 years old, watching their car disappear into the snow. But this time, I'm the one choosing to leave. This time, I'm the one who won't look back. Only occasionally did I contact my father during these 6 years after I left home, graduated from college, and got a job. But suddenly he contacted me first a week ago, asking for a meeting. Although I said yes, I knew something was off. Now, the coffee shop window reflects my image charcoal blazer, pressed slacks, hair swept into a sleek chignon. A far cry from the little girl who once pressed her nose against frost-covered glass, waiting for a family that didn't want her. I check my watch, 2 minutes early. Professional, composed, in control. Greg and Dana huddle at a corner table, their faces carved with stress lines I don't remember. Dana's perfect highlights have grown out, showing steely roots. Greg's shoulders stoop beneath his wrinkled button-down. They spot me, straightening like guilty children caught sneaking cookies. Melanie. Greg half rises, uncertain whether to hug me. I slide into the opposite chair, placing my untouched coffee between us like a barrier. You look successful. How's Portland? Dana's smile stretches too wide, too bright. I count their questions silently. 1, 2. Neither asks about my promotion, my new condo, the life I've built without them. The barista calls out drink orders in a steady rhythm while I wait for them to reach their point. We've been trying to reach you, Greg says. I've been busy. The words fall clean and sharp between us. Dana's fingers twist her napkin into a tight spiral. It's Tiffany. Of course it is. My lips curve into what might pass for a smile. What has she done now? She's having a hard time. Dana's voice catches. Real tears glisten in her eyes. They always did come easily when she needed something. She dropped out of college, the credit card debt, $18,000. The number hangs in the air like smoke. Greg leans forward, his voice low and urgent. She's your sister, Melanie. Family helps family. A laugh bubbles up in my throat. I swallow it back, letting the bitter taste fuel my words. When I was 9, you left me alone at Christmas to watch her dog while you went skiing in Aspen. Remember that, Dad? 5 days. The same dates Mom died the year before. His face drains of color. Dana jumps in. That was different. You were always so mature. When I needed help with college applications, you told me to figure it out myself. When I graduated with honors, neither of you showed up. Each memory lands like a punch. Precise. Controlled. But I did figure it out. I earned my scholarship. I built my career. I made something of myself despite you, not because of you. Melanie, please. Dana reaches across the table. I pull my hands back. We're trying to make things right. No, you're trying to make me fix your mistakes. Again. The coffee between us has gone cold, untouched. Tiffany isn't my sister. She never was. She was just the daughter you wanted while I was the one you had. Greg's desperation leaks through his fractured composure. But we're family. No. I stand, smoothing my blazer. We share DNA. That's not the same thing. I place a $5 bill beside my cup. You made your choices. Live with them. Their shocked faces reflect in the window as I push through the door. The bell chimes behind me, sharp and final. Greg's voice follows me onto the sidewalk. Melanie, wait. I keep walking, heels clicking against concrete. My phone buzzes a text from Greg. Please, meet me alone. I'm still your father. The sun breaks through clouds, warming my face. I type my response with steady fingers. You stopped being my father the Christmas you left me alone at 9 years old. A weight lifts from my shoulders as I round the corner. Not the burning rage of revenge or the ache of a little girl's broken heart, just peace. The kind that comes from finally setting down a burden you were never meant to carry. The city stretches before me, full of possibility. Somewhere in my pocket, my phone buzzes again. I don't check it. I already know who I am, where I belong, and what family really means. And it isn't them. So I cut off the contact fully, and focused only on myself for the next 4 years. Now at the present morning, the sunlight streams through the windows of my Portland apartment, catching the edges of the promotion letter pinned to my fridge. Marketing manager at 25. Mom would have been proud. The thought comes without the usual ache, softened by time and distance. Oliver's old collar hangs on a hook by the door, a reminder of where I started, not where I ended up. Some might call keeping it morbid, but that leather band saved my sanity more nights than I can count. A text from Lynn lights up my phone. Christmas Eve dinner at 6. Harper's making her famous disaster cookies. Don't you dare bring anything but yourself. My thumb hovers over the response button. 16 years ago, I stood at a frosted window watching my father's SUV disappear into the snow. Today, I'm choosing which bottle of wine to bring to a family dinner where I'm actually wanted. The therapy bills stuffed in my desk drawer tell the story of how I got here. Doctor. Martinez's gentle voice echoes in my memory. Hypervigilance is a normal response to abnormal treatment, but you don't have to live there forever. She was right. These days, I can accept a last-minute dinner invitation without scanning for hidden agendas, can laugh at Harper's terrible puns without wondering if the joke's really on me, can let Lynn hug me without stiffening like I'm expecting a blow. My doorbell chimes the UPS driver with another stack of applications for the foundation. Small, but growing. Each manila envelope holds a story like mine. Kids from fractured homes looking for someone to believe in them. Last week, we awarded our first scholarship. The recipient's letter of thanks sits in my wallet, creased from multiple readings. You showed me I'm not alone. A town car crawls past my window, black and sleek like the one Greg drove. The old me would have ducked away from the glass, heart racing. Now I just sip my coffee, noting the different license plate with the same clinical detachment I use when his occasional emails arrive in my inbox. Always the same subject line, we should talk. Always deleted without opening. Tiffany's Instagram tells its own story party photos and vague posts about starting fresh in yet another city, another job, another relationship. She still hasn't learned that running away only works if you're running towards something better. My phone buzzes again. Harper this time. Sauce. Mom's trying to improve my cookie recipe. Send backup. I laugh, already reaching for my keys. The sound bounces off my walls without hesitation or apology. When did that happen? When did joy stop feeling like something I had to earn? Later that night, Lynn's house glows against the evening sky. Windows bright with welcome. The porch swing where we've shared so many conversations creaks in the winter wind. Inside, flour dusts every surface and Harper's voice rises in mock outrage. Mom, you can't add wheat germ to sugar cookies. Watch me, Lynn answers, wielding her spatula like a weapon of mass nutrition. I slip through the door without knocking, a privilege that still makes my throat tight. The scent of vanilla and butter wraps around me, so different from sterile perfection Dana demanded. Here, messes mean memories in the making. Spills get laughed about, not screamed over. Mel! Harper spots me first, her dark curls wild with flour. Tell Mom chocolate chips are sacred and she can't substitute carob. Lynn winks at me over her shoulder, already reaching for the healthy bag of chips she never actually intended to use. This is how they love, with playful arguments and inside jokes, with the absolute certainty that disagreement doesn't mean rejection. I bring reinforcements. I hold up the wine, and Lynn's eyes crinkle. My daughter, the enabler. She says it casual as breathing. My daughter. And my heart doesn't stutter anymore at claiming the title. Blood might be thicker than water, but love is thicker than both. Later, sprawled on Lynn's couch with Harper's actual chocolate chip cookies warming my hands, I study the photo on the mantle. 9-year-old me stares back, unsmiling, clutching a leash attached to a golden retriever who didn't belong to me. I remember that girl, the way she held herself so still, trying to be invisible, terrified that taking up space meant being left behind again. She'd never believe that 25-year-old me has a key to this house. That I'm the first person Harper called when she got engaged last month. That Lynn's retirement party speech introduced me as the daughter of my heart, without a single person questioning the truth of it. The sunset paints Lynn's back porch in shades of amber and rose. Harper's balanced on the railing, gesturing wildly as she describes her latest courtroom victory. Lynn's planted in her favorite rocker, needles clicking as she works on another baby blanket for her sister's grandkid. And me? I'm learning to take up all the space I need.